The online Stoic community heavily emphasizes the development of good habits and self-improvement, but there seems to be a lack of discussion about harmful habits that already permeate our lives. This channel covers a variety of topics linked to practicing healthy Stoic habits, but hasn't yet addressed the activities we should avoid in daily life. Now is the perfect time to start eliminating things in our lives that negatively impact us. Let's avoid feeling bad, as it hinders us from reaching our goals. A well-known Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, highlighted two particularly harmful vices: a lack of perseverance and a lack of self-control. He underscored the importance of enduring and resisting, striving to act morally even when it's challenging. Learning new constructive behaviors is a difficult process that requires perseverance. Resistance training, which means staying away from destructive habits and temptations that impede our growth, is equally important. In this video, we'll talk about 9 common habits that we should avoid to live happy and meaningful lives. To help spread this message to a wider audience, I respectfully ask you to support the channel by liking and sharing the video. If you find this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell for consistent updates. First habit: stop wasting time. We spend a lot of time watching videos on platforms like Instagram or TikTok, etc. Seneca observed, "We complain that our days are few, but we act as if they were infinite." Seneca spent a lot of time thinking about how long life is, and concluded that many of us only exist rather than actually living. We procrastinate on what needs to be done and waste time on things that don't benefit us. When we're lethargic, we behave as though we will live forever and fail to appreciate the value of time. Nothing can guarantee that you'll be alive tomorrow, or that you'll have the freedom to pursue your goals. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You could stop living right now. Let that guide your actions, words, and thoughts." Let this moment of thought on time inspire you to treasure each moment and not waste it. Starting to take our time seriously is the first step to living a good life. Habit 2. Facing change without fear. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius contain the following quote: "The destiny of everything is to change, to transform, to perish, so that it can be made new." The good and the bad things in life might change at any moment. Apart from keeping you focused on something you cannot change, trying to maintain the status quo inhibits you from realizing the numerous opportunities that exist and may come into your life. These changes are healthy and unavoidable, so do not be afraid of them. Focus on adjusting to change rather than trying to escape it, retaining the positive aspects of the new that change brings into your life. We can improve through undergoing change. This does not imply that in order to make changes in our lives, we need to reject the past to the present. If we are content with what we have, it only follows that we shouldn't be afraid of it because we are capable of adjusting to any challenges life throws at us. Habit 3. Don't let anxiety rule you. Marcus Aurelius stated in his book, Meditations, "Today I escaped from anxiety," or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. You are the only one who is to blame for your concern. Other circumstances do not do it. You develop that emotion as a result of how you are thinking about potential future difficulties. You cannot get better or help yourself through anxiety, and it even prevents you from solving the issue. Simply contemplating about what might or might not happen in the future is torturous. Recognize that, despite how unpredictable your life may be in the future, you have survived harsher circumstances in the past. Recognize that you are equipped to fight against any potential harm in the future. Make a distinction between the things you have control over and the things you don't. Consider the worst-case scenario. You will frequently find that the issue is not as dire as you first believed. Habit 4 is to stop emotionally clinging to things. According to the Stoics, we must have the ability to let go, both on an emotional and physical level. Don't torture yourself over a mistake you've made in life. Study up so you don't repeat the mistake. You cannot overcome your guilt or regret. This is not to say that it is inappropriate to experience these emotions because they aid in our understanding of when we have acted improperly. However, we shouldn't let these emotions haunt us after realizing that we made a mistake and taking action to avoid repeating it watching this video, you've already set yourself apart. Our content has transformed the lives of numerous individuals who subscribed and enriched their knowledge through our videos. Habit 5. Quit procrastinating. The following passage from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations reads, "You could accomplish something excellent today. You decide to complete it tomorrow, though." Alternatively, Seneca said, "All fools have in common that they are always preparing to begin." We would rather say, "I'll do it tomorrow," than "I'm never going to do it." Even if we put things off frequently, we never actually accomplish them. Do what needs to be done right now. What is the point of delaying something that needs to be done? Doing what needs to be done right away is always preferable, even if it makes you lazy. When your commitments are met, you can enjoy your downtime more. When you put off doing something because you're lazy, you feel bad since you know you ought to be working rather than relaxing because you feel deep down that you don't deserve it. You don't appreciate rest in the same way. The saddest part is that you will eventually have to fulfill that responsibility, so delaying it will accomplish nothing for you. Few feelings compare to the satisfaction of a task well done, and a job properly done entails completing it on time and not later. Habit 6 is cease being a slave. "He is a slave who shows me who is not one," said Seneca. Someone is a slave to passion, someone else to greed, someone else to ambition, and everyone is a prisoner to hope. They are all fear's slaves. That which we voluntarily adopt is the most despicable form of enslavement. We are all subject to something, as Seneca correctly stated. We frequently do not even realize it. We have forgotten that in order to be fully free, we must be completely in charge of our thoughts and be able to withstand the temptations that come into our lives. Discipline is the most effective weapon for achieving freedom and mind mastery. Some people will find it more difficult than others, but we must all constantly remind ourselves that we are the ones in control, not our urges. Or, to use Epictetus's own words, "No man is free unless he is master of himself." Habit 7. No more turning a blind eye. Justice is one of the most significant virtues in Stoicism. In their writings, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Cicero discuss this virtue extensively. Being just entails acting morally toward others. It entails carrying out our obligations. Marcus Aurelius discusses the possibility of injustice in his Meditations, as well as the consequences of inaction. We become complicit if we do nothing and allow it to continue. Avoiding injustices that occur in our environment, even when they are not due to our actions, is a large component of being just. People who practice Stoicism forego unnecessary comfort because they believe that we should all live in harmony with one another. However, there are some circumstances in which a Stoic cannot turn a blind eye, such as when unnecessary fighting turns into necessary conflict, and that time comes when one is being treated unfairly, whether by himself or by someone else. The 4 Stoic virtues of intelligence, justice, courage, and temperance must be kept in mind when a Stoic defends himself. Even though the injustices committed by others are out of our control, we are nevertheless accountable for acting, since we have the power to stop them from happening. Even though we do not cause the wrong, avoiding that duty makes us a part of it. Habit 8. Quit seeking gain or approval in whatever you do. Stop seeking affirmation or praise from others. If you have done something successfully, helped someone, or succeeded in something, the only thing you will produce is sorrow if you believe that others must express gratitude for what you do for them or praise you for your accomplishments. You have no influence over what other people think or whether they accept or reject what you do. Only you have power over your actions. Let an action's conclusion be its own completion rather than its acknowledgement. If you act, make sure it's motivated by your happiness or a sense of moral obligation. After a task well done, praise and congratulations from others are typical. However, nothing will happen if no one appreciates your effort and your efforts. You did it because it was the right thing to do, not because that was your motivation. Understand that, regardless of what other people may think, thinking this way will make you feel good about yourself. Improved attention on achieving your best. Stop accepting mediocrity. Habit 9. Aim for superiority. Whenever you undertake a task in life, ask yourself, have I given my best? You will see when you reflect on your life that you did not always give it your all. Why are you acting in a way that doesn't call for your best effort? If so, why didn't you provide it? If it does, with everything you do, ask yourself this question and strive to constantly be your best. We have no control over how well we perform our tasks or whether we win or lose. We have no control over whether we will be rewarded for our efforts, but we can influence how hard we work and how well we perform in whatever we do. Everything else should not concern us because it is beyond our control. When you have the ability to perform something remarkable, why would you settle for doing something average? I'm interested in reading your opinions in the comments. If you have any habits in your life that you'd like to improve, this video seeks to help you overcome unproductive behaviors that are pervasive in daily life. You can move closer to living a life that is more tranquil, pleasant, and purposeful by giving up certain behaviors and forming new ones, as described in this channel. I've also included 2 videos that I think you'll find helpful and are jam-packed with Stoic knowledge. Till then, be careful and hit subscribe.